Valve is releasing updates before they leave for Hawaii. From huge updates in CS2, Dota 2, and Deadlock, to an update for Half-Life 2 RTX, and talks of a Steambox PC VR. This is what's going on for everything Valve in April 2025. Let's begin with the most famous Valve game of all time, Ricochet, where on April 1st, a group of players were brought together by Lambda Generation and VaultF4 to break the SteamDB all-time player count. Before the event, the record was 95 players, so a bunch of people hopped on Ricochet and played to hit a new record of 353 players. For CS2, Valve dropped a big update before they go on vacation, updating the armory and adding a bunch of new skins. They removed the old collections from the drop pool and then replaced it with new collections. There's also now a new case with brand new knife finishes like the Skeleton Sapphire, plus the new limited time skin. In the game files though, missions were added, indicating that Valve is looking to add some extra excitement and give players challenges to complete. In one of the new skin collections, Train, they added the Long Dog op skin, based off the long dog position on the map, which is also the name of a recent Mike Shapiro song, Best Long Dog. Half-Life Alyx just had its 5-year anniversary. Yes, it's already been 5 years since Alyx released. We didn't get any big updates for the game, but some players pointed out something very suspicious with the Valve dev, as they were online and playing Half-Life Alyx, but at that same time they had these icons beside their name, VR, and the Steam Deck. Sadly, it's Bradley also shared details of the Valve Steambox, which is said to be different from the Fremont. A few years ago, in the final hours of Half-Life Alyx, a consoleized PC was seen sitting beside the TV in the demo room at Valve HQ, but nothing really ever came from it. This device would run SteamOS and serve as a dedicated hub for Steam VR. With it now running KDE 6, which released in February 2024, it seems like Valve has plans for it again. Back in 2023, after a bunch of rumors started to spread about its existence, a Valve dev publicly confirmed they wanted to do an appliance VR box alongside the Index, but Proton wasn't quite ready at the time. Now, in 2025, we know Valve has been heavily working on their next VR headset, so is Proton better than where it was 7 years ago? Valve wanted to launch the Steambox with the Index, so now with the Deckard on the way, is it time to release? On April 1st, Half-Life 2 RTX got a few updates to the demo. Some were to fix crashes players were experiencing, a new tonemapper, plus a few other issues. One thing I really enjoy is in the patch notes they mention a few issues they are investigating, and hopefully gets fixed in a future update. Deadlock got a Souls update on April 4th, which increased the size of soul orbs, along with a bunch of other balance changes. For Dota 2, Update 7.38c released with a decent sized patch note and even a separate list of fixes. For the International 2025, Valve announced a new format and that the tickets will be going on sale on April 15th if you plan on going to the Barclays Arena. In a new Steam client update, Valve finally addressed the download times being a bit wrong and that the accuracy will improve over the course of more downloads. After years, the Switch 2 has now been revealed by Nintendo, but something interesting for us on Steam is that Hollow Knight Silksong was shown off, but for Steam, it became the top wishlisted game, surpassing Valve's own Deadlock. Talking about handhelds, with the first third-party SteamOS handheld on the way, the Legion Go S SteamOS version is now available for pre-order. So for both versions with the Z2 Go and Z1 Extreme, the Legion Go S is cheaper if you go with SteamOS rather than Windows. HP has just confirmed in an interview that they are interested in SteamOS. No confirmation yet, but it is a sign that more companies will start to use the operating system, especially as this is only the beginning, and we also can't forget that at CES 2025, a Valve dev even mentioned they would be open to third-party consoles using SteamOS. So there's a bunch of possibilities for future gaming devices if companies really want to take advantage of the operating system. Today's video is powered by ClashGG, the only place you need to go if you want to dive into case battles. If you use my code WATERCS, you will get 3 free cases, so use my link down below. They also have new game modes like Tiles or Crash for you to test your luck. Deposit with your favorite crypto, cards, or skins, and then cash out your winnings instantly with any crypto or skins. Don't forget the free reigns that are random drops for you to get even more rewards. Claim your 3 free cases on clash.gg with code WATERCS today. Now, all these game updates did just come at the start of April, end of March, which could just be some wild coincidence or just Valve giving the game some updates before they go on break. Did you know Valve employees get an all-expense paid Hawaii trip every year? It lasts over a week, and for 2025, it's just days away. So here is everything we know about Valve's annual vacation. Valve has been going on trips since 1997, with this iconic yacht picture of the early team. But today, we will focus on the Valve Vacations website, which is used by Valve employees for their Hawaii trip. So when we look at an old version of the site, the only way to sign up is with a Valve software email. Not only that, more recently, when you look at the support email for the site, it is valvevacation@valvesoftware.com, the same email domain as the rest of Valve. 9 years ago, a Reddit post pointed out the site and asked if it was legit, as they noticed it was already around for 8 years at the time, being registered back in 2008. To this day, the site still gets updated every year, having a blue theme for 2024, while recently changing it to orange for their Kauai trip in 2025. From a 2015 employee review, they mentioned 30 paid time off days, along with the 8-day all-expense paid trip to Hawaii every year. With a few hundred Valve employees, each bringing family members, the total number of people on the trip is approximately 1,000 every year. But for the Hawaii vacation, it's not just Gabe buying tickets for everyone to his favorite hotel. MCW Events has been the crew behind some of the internationals, TwitchCon, the GitHub Galaxy, and a bunch of other public and virtual events. They are based in Seattle, but their current site has no public mention of Valve. That is, until you look at an old version before they were as successful as they are now, where they talk about what they do for the Valve vacation, mentioning how it started in 2008, aligning directly with the site registering that same year. Aloha, Valve Software is the customer that really helped us take off. The annual Valve vacation is not just an incentive trip for their top performing employees. No, it's for every single one of them and their families. There's a lot of details that go into coordinating getting 900 to 1,000 people over to Hawaii. A Valve employee, Thad Wharton, has even given them this review. I know that MCW can and will execute all the aspects of our hospitality needs without me having to ask them about it multiple times. Now, when you look at this image, it is filed as 2011 Valve Vacation, and the current version of the MCW site actually has no mention of Valve. So you might wonder, did they end this relationship and now Valve is just doing the vacations on their own? Well, MCW recently released a blog which has the same Valve Vacation image, and they decided to not even change the file name. When you actually read the blog, it makes it extra clear they are talking about Valve. Our client's All Hands Vacation was one such example. After canceling it entirely in 2020, our client chose to move forward with the event again in late 2021, adding on how they made a bunch of health and safety improvements, and as a result of the nearly 800 event attendees, we had 0 positive COVID cases during the event. So although the working relationship isn't as public as it was, MCW and Valve still seem to be working hand in hand, which makes sense as we continue to see the Valve Vacation site updated every year. So going by what they said, they pretty much cover everything you can think of for Valve during this trip. This appears to be the setup they had for Valve at the Boeing Field Airport with chartered jets to speed up the process. Last year, they designed a carnival experience from basketball to the jungle and craft bracelets as well. Back in 2012, Half-Life 3 was written outside the hotel Valve was staying at, and here we are 13 years later, still waiting for Half-Life 3. Then in 2023, a metal detector dug up a Valve Hawaii vacation pin on a beach. So with us now in April, this is what's happening behind the scenes for Valve. A large-scale vacation with approximately 800 to 1,000 people all heading to Hawaii. Make sure you are subscribed to stay updated on all things you want to know for Valve.